So in the previous video, we basically created an Express app. We set up a few routes for this app for login and sign up. We also set up our database configuration. We created a user schema and a user model. Now the thing that I forgot to mention in the previous video is, if you want to use Mongoose, you'll obviously need MongoDB for this. So you can install it from their official website. So you can download MongoDB from this URL here. I'll put it in the description. Come down and select this community server option, and based on your OS you can download the most latest version. The installation steps are also pretty straightforward, so I won't go through them in this video. If you don't want to install it on your system, you can go for a cloud version, which is this MongoDB Atlas. Now Atlas has a catch obviously, because since it's on cloud, you'll only get, at least for the free tier service, the size limit is 512 MB. So keep that in mind. Now if you are running the local version of MongoDB and not the cloud version, you need to first run the MongoDB service. Only then will you be able to use the databases. I'm pretty sure the documentation mentions this somewhere. You can also install MongoDB Compass if you want a graphical user interface for your databases. Now since I'm using a local connection, I can just edit this string and put in localhost and connect. So these are the databases that you'll see by default. Whenever you create a database, you'll be able to see them inside this interface. So now that we are done with this, we can finally move on to the coding section. We already have a database set up here. The only thing that's missing is we are not connecting it to any MongoDB instance. So in this case, since I am using a local instance already, I need to first connect it to that instance. So since I already have a MongoDB instance running on my system, I'll just pass in, after this string, I'll need to pass in the database name. As you can see here, there's only 3 databases which are default. So if I just put in passport as my database, so what MongoDB does is, it will first look for passport database in our system. Since it can't find it in the system, it will just create it for us. So you don't have to worry about first creating the database and then connecting to it. MongoDB will do it for you even if it's not present in the system. So once this is done, we can move on to our app file. So since we already have this user model exported, we can import it here. Now using this user model, we can create a user for our database. So the username and password keys that we'll need for our database, those keys we'll be getting from this register form. So we have passed in this name attribute for both these input fields, username and password. So whenever this post request gets triggered, inside this request body, we'll find in the username and password that we had passed in these input fields. So now we have a user model ready with us. We can use this save method to save it in our database. We can also pass in a callback to this save method, so we can see what user we were trying to save to our database. Just console log it. Once this is done, we need to send a response back to the browser. So we'll just send in a, now if the server is running, I'll just restart it. Now if I go to the register route and I try to create a user, Before actually creating the user, I'll once again show you that there's no database created here. There's just these 3 default databases. So once I register here, John, password will be 1234 for now, and I get an error. Okay, so the problem is, whenever we are trying to send form data to our Express server, we need to first parse the body request.body.username that we are trying to access, or the request.body.password. We can't access it directly. So we need to add this middleware. This middleware will basically parse the incoming request from our form to the format that we need. So the format that we need is request.body.username. So this will do it for us. And now if I try to save and run it again, and you can see that we have the success true message, which is what we were sending here in the response.send. Now if I open up Compass and I refresh this, I'll be able to see this passport database here, and I can open this and see that there's a users collection inside this. This users collection was automatically created by Mongoose based on the string that we provided here. Now inside this collection, you can see that I have a record. I'll just zoom it a little bit. I have this record with the username John and password 1234. Now it's not recommended to store the password as it is. The best way to encrypt this password is to use some sort of an encryption algorithm or a library. We'll use a library called Bcrypt.js for this application. So I'll just install Bcrypt. Implementing Bcrypt is actually quite simple. Instead of saving the password as it is, we can just pass it inside a function that Bcrypt provides us. So Bcrypt, as you can see here, Bcrypt gives us 2 functions, hash and hash sync. These 2 functions are very similar. The only difference between them is hash is asynchronous, whereas hash sync is synchronous. Since we don't really care about asynchronicity in our application, we'll just use the sync one. The hash sync, I'll have to import it first. So yeah, it auto imported the hash sync method from Bcrypt. So the hash sync method takes in 2 parameters. Data is the first parameter, which will be our password. So we'll just put it inside this function. The second parameter in this case will be the number of salt rounds. So you don't have to worry about salt rounds for now, because we are not going in detail into encryption. Just think of it as a security measure. Higher the number of salt rounds, the more secure will your password be. So we'll pass in 10 for our application. Now once I save this, I'll have to restart the server. I'll go back to localhost. I'll refresh this. I'll create a new user this time. The password that I'll be entering again will be 1234, but since we are encrypting this password using Bcrypt, the password that will be saved in the database will be different from what the user entered. So if I click on register, we can see the success message here. If I go to Compass and try to refresh this collection, we can see the second user Gemma, but the password here is a very big random string. Now this is very difficult to decrypt as compared to the one that we put in here. So it's better to encrypt your passwords. So this is better because even if someone gets a hold of these passwords, it will be a lot more difficult for them to decrypt it and use it for any reason. So let's just quickly look at what we did in this video. Inside the database, we need to first connect to our MongoDB instance. You can pass in the URL here. This URL can be a local URL as well as the cloud variant, which is MongoDB Atlas. we then change the post request for our register method. We use this user model that we were exporting from our database. Using the save method for this model, we then created the user and stored it in our database. We also used Bcrypt to encrypt our passwords. In the next video, we'll look at how sessions are implemented using Express Session. I know it was supposed to be done in this video, but this is something that I missed in the previous video, so I thought it would be better to cover it before moving on to sessions. So in the next video, we'll definitely look at how sessions work. So yeah, see you in the next one.